Good morning. This is a body scan during this week where the theme is beginner's mind. What is it to bring beginner's mind to this body here and now? Perhaps new aches, perhaps new eases are here in this very moment. So many different external factors affect the body on any given morning, any given moment. Humidity, hydration levels, certain times of the month, hormonal changes. So, as we move through a body scan, what is it to be with the body in this moment, with its pleasantness, with its unpleasantness? Does it allow itself to be? Noticing the body being supported in different ways it's being supported by the floor and the furniture. How that support spreads to the left and the right, in front of you, behind you, allowing yourself to land here. Seeing where the attention may be. Perhaps the attention has already gathered itself like an eager puppy waiting at the door to go for its walk. Perhaps the attention is all over the shop. There's no one place for the attention to be, of course. But as we begin this practice of the body scan, just inviting the attention to gather itself, noticing if the attention is accepting of that invitation, if the attention is different movements of the mind remain diffuse. Again, there's no one way to be, and the fact that you might notice, be aware of the fact that the attention is unsettled is an act of awareness. As we move through this practice, just reminding ourselves, as if for the first time with beginner's mind, this is an awareness practice. This is not getting good at a body scan. This is not achieving the body scan, but being aware of this present moment during a body scan. So, wherever the attention may be, inviting it down through the body, down through the torso, down through the pelvis, down through the upper legs, down through the knees, down through the lower legs, through the ankles, into the feet. Noticing which parts of the feet are meeting the floor, pressure and lightness there. And tension in the arches of the feet, perhaps. and the toes, perhaps, and trying to grip the floor in any way, shape, or form if they're in contact with the floor. The tops of the feet, just as wide as the bottoms of the feet. Before shifting the attention to the ankles, the space between the bones of the feet and the bones of the lower leg. Noticing what's here with its pleasantness, with its unpleasantness, with its neither pleasantness nor unpleasantness. What is neutral? What, if anything, does feel neutral? Before shifting the attention to the knees, in that space between the joints of the knee and the space between the bones of the lower legs and the bones of the upper legs. Shifting the attention to the upper legs, noticing where the upper legs are meeting support. And if the hands are in the lap, noticing where the upper legs are offering support. Different variations on tension or ease in different regions, even of the upper legs themselves. And before shifting the attention to the pelvis. Depending on the body's posture, different parts of the pelvis meeting support, perhaps the sit bones, perhaps the back of the pelvis. Where there might be gathering within the pelvis, where there might be releasing, perhaps in response to the respiratory system. Before inviting the attention in the mind's eye above the pelvis to the low back, the bones of the low back, the muscles on either side. Perhaps this feels like one unit of body. Perhaps there's Not a lot of sensation here at all. Perhaps there's pulsing or tingling. Before shifting to the sides of the body here in the lower torso, coming to the front of the body. Noticing those muscles behind the belly button. And they're holding, they're releasing. Shifting higher in the body to the diaphragm, noticing its rise and fall. Perhaps its connection to the low ribs or its relationship to the low ribs, rather. If we're shifting into the rib cage, the rise and fall of the bones of the ribs. And perhaps noticing that movement with the insides of the upper arms, perhaps just noticing movement of the front of the body and the back of the body away from each other. If laying down, noticing that slight massage the ribs give the muscles of the back with the inhale and exhale. We're shifting into inviting the attention to shift into the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders, the fronts and backs of the shoulders. Noticing that distance between the outside of the left shoulder and the outside of the right shoulder, whatever posture the body is in now. Before shifting the attention to the upper arms, the length of these bones here, and the weight of these muscles, the elbows, perhaps with this attitude of beginner's mind. What is it to notice one's elbows? Before shifting the attention to the lower arms, noticing perhaps the interior of the lower arms, the tingling and pulsation, the vitality within the body, here in the lower arms. Noticing sensations on the exterior of the body here, different temperature, perhaps a breeze of sorts. We're shifting to the wrists. Before shifting to the hands, sensing into what's here with the hands. Perhaps differences between the dominant hand and the non-dominant hand. And, perhaps not. Perhaps there's no subtle changes between the experience of the left and the right. Or shifting the attention from the hands, bringing the attention to the neck, the left and right sides of the neck. And the front and back of the neck, the interior of the neck. Mm. Inviting the attention to notice maybe the interior of the neck, even the windpipe, noticing perhaps even cooler, drier air on the inhale here inside the neck, the warmer, more humid air on the exhale. Noticing perhaps the directionality of the inhale, the exhale. Or inviting in the mind's eye the attention into the mouth, the muscle of the tongue, the bone of the lower jaw. Noticing that relationship between the bone of the lower jaw and the tongue itself. No one way to be, of course, but just noticing any tension or ease in the tongue, relationship to the jaw. Noticing tension or ease in the muscles of the jaw just in front of the ears. Before inviting the attention to the exterior of the face, noticing temperature perhaps on the cheeks, the sides of the eyes, the bridge of the nose. All the way to the crown of the head. As we move through the body, region by region, the invitation is to then broaden one's attention, to take in the entirety of the body, from that crown of the head all the way down through the length of the neck, the shoulders and arms, the front, sides, and back of the torso, down through the pelvis, down through the upper legs, through the knees, through the lower legs, through the ankles, to the feet. Here is this body in this environment. You can stay here with this body as long as you have time for. Noticing its length, its width, its depth, and how that length, width, and depth subtly changes with the inhale, with the exhale. The body is constantly interacting with its environment, with its relationship to the support, to the floor, the furniture. But when it's right for you to close this practice this morning, or afternoon, or evening, doing so in a way that honors your own practice, and thanking yourself for taking this time, tossing that coin into the one's own fountain. Then closing this practice, perhaps with a deeper full body inhale and a full body exhale, and wiggling fingers, flexing toes, and closing this practice when it's right for you. I'll stop the recording here, and I thank you for your practice.